Fake HOA told him to stop complaining, didn't know his sacrifice, let them sleep in peace. Why would someone destroy a memorial meant to honor a quiet hero? In the sleepy cul-de-sac of Willow Grove, where porch lights glowed softly and kids' bikes littered front yards, a single act of rage ripped the neighborhood's heart apart. Karen Whitaker, the self-appointed queen of the HOA, stood over a smashed table of flowers and candles, her face twisted in triumph. To her, it was just clutter marring her perfect street. To everyone else, it was a tribute to Tommy Ruiz, the unassuming night shift security guard who'd saved their peace at a cost they'd only just begun to grasp. Tommy wasn't the kind of man who demanded attention. At 32, he lived in a modest duplex with his aging dog, Max, and kept to himself. Neighbors knew him as the guy who'd wave on his way to work, his thermos of coffee glinting under streetlights. What they didn't know was that for years, Tommy had been their invisible shield. As a guard at a nearby warehouse, he'd face down thieves, drug runners, and worse, ensuring the crimes spilling from the city's edges never reached Willow Grove. Last month, he'd stopped a break-in, taking a knife to the arm but holding the line until police arrived. He never bragged about it. He just stitched up, went home, and kept walking Max at dawn. Karen, though, saw Tommy as a nuisance. His duplex peeling paint and overgrown lawn were her obsession. She'd slap violation notices on his door, scolding him for lowering property values. When he tried to explain his long hours, she'd snap, "Stop complaining. Follow the rules or move." Her emails to the HOA board were venomous, painting Tommy as a lazy tenant who didn't belong. She didn't know or care that his 16-hour shifts were why her Lexus was never stolen, why her kids slept soundly. The truth started unraveling when Tommy didn't come home one morning. Max's frantic barking drew neighbors to his yard. They found his door ajar, his thermos shattered on the porch. Word spread. Tommy had collapsed at work from exhaustion and an untreated infection from his wound. He was in the ICU, fighting for his life. The neighborhood reeled. Guilt gnawed at them. How had they not seen his sacrifice? A few teens, led by 17-year-old Mia, set up a small memorial outside his duplex. Flowers, candles, and a note reading, "Thank you, Tommy, our hero." It was simple, heartfelt, a flicker of gratitude in the dark. Karen saw it as an eyesore. She stormed the cul-de-sac that evening, her voice slicing through the dusk. "This junk is against HOA rules," she shrieked, kicking over the table. Petals flew like confetti in a tragedy. Mia, filming on her phone, begged her to stop, but Karen snatched a candle and hurled it to the ground. "He's just a guard, not some saint." Neighbors gathered, stunned. Mr. Patel, a retired teacher, tried to reason with her, but Karen's rage was a wildfire. She didn't see the crowd's growing juror, the stranger, stepping forward. That stranger was Officer Dana Cruz, Tommy's partner at the warehouse. She'd come to check on the memorial after hearing about it from a nurse. In her off-duty jeans and jacket, she looked unassuming, but her voice cut like steel. "You call this junk?" she asked, pointing to the scattered flowers. "Tommy took a blade to keep your street safe. He's dying because he never stopped working for you." The crowd gasped. Karen froze, her face paling. Dana wasn't done. She pulled out her phone, showing grainy security footage. Tommy wrestling a thief to the ground, blood soaking his sleeve. "This is who you're spitting on." The confrontation exploded. Mia's video stream went live, and comments flooded to neighbors, strangers, even Tommy's old high school friends. Karen stammered, "I didn't know," but the crowd wasn't buying it. Mr. Patel spoke up, his voice trembling. "You bullied him for years. You made his life harder." Others joined in, their stories piling like stones. Karen's petty fines, her cruel emails, her obsession with control. She'd alienated everyone, but this was her breaking point. Mia's stream hit 10,000 views, the hashtag Justice for Tommy trending locally. Karen's empire crumbled in minutes. The HOA board, watching the live stream, called an emergency meeting. By morning, they'd voted to dissolve her presidency. Her violation notices were voided, her emails exposed in a public thread. She tried to apologize, posting a tearful video, but it was too late. The internet dubbed her fake HOA Karen, her face a meme of entitlement. At Tommy's duplex, the memorial grew hundreds of flowers, cards, even a dog bone from Max Karen's house. Once the neighborhood's centerpiece, sat dark, her Lexus gone. Whispers said she'd moved, unable to face the shame. Tommy pulled through barely. When he came home weeks later, the cul-de-sac threw a quiet welcome. Mia gave him a scrapbook of the memorial's messages, tears in her eyes. Tommy, still weak, managed to smile. "Just doing my job," he said, petting Max. The neighborhood vowed to do better, to notice the quiet heroes, to stand up to bullies like Karen. They rebuilt the memorial table, now a permanent fixture, inscribed with "For Tommy, our shield." What would you have done if you were there that night? Was Karen's ignorance an excuse, or was her cruelty unforgivable? Share your thoughts, because heroes like Tommy deserve to be seen, and Karens need to be called out.